Hey guys! Okay, so part 2 of my labour and delivery story. By sort of 4:30, I was 8 centimetres dilated, and that was when I started to ask for gas and air. So I made it to 8 alone. By 8 centimetres, the pain was bad, and I was moaning, and I didn't really feel like moving around, but I knew I had to. But yeah, I started on the gas and air, which did for me help. It relaxed me. It didn't make me feel sick, because I know some people it does make you feel sick, but it helped a bit. It didn't numb the pain, but it sort of made it more manageable. And I have a clip of me at 8 centimetres, so here it is. I'm 8 centimetres and in very much pain on the old gas and air. Okay, so I just put Nevaeh in her bed. By that clip, you could probably tell the gas and air was really strange. It kind of made me more relaxed, but it made me feel like a little tipsy as well. It was like being tired but drunk at the same time, so it was kind of odd. So I apologise for how weird I am on that clip. By 6 p.m, I was in a lot of pain, and by this point I couldn't walk around anymore. I was just bedbound and I wasn't going anywhere. I still had not had any pain relief. I was just using gas and air. My pelvis felt really odd. It kind of felt like it was being pulled apart, and the pressure was very, very strong. It was very painful, that's all I can say. It's like very hard to describe, but it's very, very painful. Before I went into hospital, they had told me that I should have a big breakfast because I probably wouldn't be eating much once I was induced. Obviously I hadn't been induced, I'd gone into natural labour, and I still hadn't eaten by 6 p.m. I'd only had some toast in the morning, so by now I was pretty hungry. Even though I was in pain, I couldn't eat, obviously, because they said that there's a chance you could throw up. And because the midwife felt that I wouldn't have any energy to push, they put a drip in my arm. So I had a fluid drip put in, which I wasn't happy about because I do hate needles, but at that point the pain was so bad that they probably could have done anything to me and I wouldn't have known. So yeah, the drip went in. That was sort of around 6-7 o'clock. They also told me they had to put a clip on the baby's head, which I was really upset about because I'd seen the clips that they use in my antenatal classes, and it's sort of like an electrical wire type thing with like a small coil on the end, and they actually sort of not screw it into the baby's head because that sounds really awful, but it does go into the skin, it catches the skin, and that's just so they can keep contact with the baby and monitor the heartbeat without putting one of the bands around your stomach. And I think it was just because they didn't know whether the baby was in distress and things like that. So they put a clip on, which I was really upset about, but obviously the baby's safety. Okay, that was kind of distressing for me in a way as well, because some of the times when I felt like I wanted to push, the baby's heart rate went down and I could hear it on the machine, so obviously that was distressing me even more, as well as the pain on top of that. But obviously I knew that they had professional people around, and I knew that they wouldn't let anything bad happen. but it's not nice to hear at the time. I really felt like I wanted to push by sort of 7 o'clock, and they were telling me, no, you can't push, the baby's moved around. And the whole, like literally nearly all of my pregnancy, the end of my pregnancy, my baby was upside down, ready to be delivered, and for some reason during labour she decided to turn sideways. So they were like, we're going to have to try and move around, so they had to turn me on my side, and that was even more painful. And a couple of people had to examine me and try and do sweeps and turn her, which was horrible. Hold on, be right back, she's crying. Okay, so they had moved me onto my left side, which was made it kind of more painful. About 3 or 4 different medical staff had come in and they were trying to turn the baby, and I didn't know whether it was working or not, but the pain kind of takes you away from all that's going on, and you can only really focus on that. And the one midwife was telling me to try and focus on my boyfriend. Do not close your eyes, because if you close your eyes you'll just think of the pain, which weirdly did kind of help. It didn't take the pain away, but keeping my eyes open did help. So I was getting overwhelming urges to push after a while, and it wasn't like I was doing the pushing, my body was doing the pushing. I couldn't stop it. It was like, it was just spontaneous. My body was doing everything. So the pain was even worse, and I was asking for any other type of pain relief. What are you doing? So I asked if I could have an epidural, I asked for Pethidine, I even asked for a C-section at one point. I was in so much pain. I'd still only got the gas and air, so obviously I was just trying to see if there was anything else I could have. She's like talking in her sleep. But the midwife was saying, no, it's too late for you to have anything now. Which obviously I thought she was the most evil woman in the world. But after a little while, I'd say about 7:30, the doctor came in and they brought all the medical equipment, which I kind of knew meant that I must be close to getting ready to deliver. And sure enough, the doctor said that I could start pushing. Okay guys, I'm going to do a part 3 of my labour and delivery story. See you soon.